So your garage doors, I mean, besides aesthetics, which of course that always helps value anyways, there's that actual cost savings, return on investment, and utility savings.
Sure, keep the heat in the house, and you're not going to have to heat as much.
Absolutely. So now let's get to a product that we actually do work with, and that's heat tape. So I actually went ahead and talked to an insurance company. Actually, it was Phil Richards Insurance, right here in Danvers, local company, great people.
Of course, yeah.
And picked their brain about heat tape because, like you had said earlier, we had that brutal February storms, storm after storm after storm, and there were so many ice dams that homeowners were just paying thousands and tens of thousands of dollars for. So when I was picking Phil's brain about how heat tape could help, he said, Andrew, there's no premium savings, but again, going back to when you need it, you wish you had it.
Absolutely. As for an example, my aunt has a house down in Canton. It's a significant sized house, but they had ice dams, and a lot of stuff got ruined. It ended up being about $100,000 in damage. Insurance did pay for it, but if they paid the initial investment on putting in the heat tape, they wouldn't have had to deal with the installation, with the insurance company, or with any of the repairs. They were out of their house for a while contractors were working. It's just a huge burden that you really don't need if you take an average cost of installation. I believe in the 30-foot area of heat tape is around $1,500. So $1,500 to $100,000 is a significant savings. Especially when there's all that other stuff you have to deal with after the fact of having the contractors and dealing with insurance companies and actually getting the coverage if they want to fight back on the claim. Why deal with it? $1,500 for 30 feet of heat tape, and the sky's the limit. You could do as much heat tape as you wanted, depending on your budget and how big your house is.
And so on the video feed, you could see there an example of what the heat tape looks like. So Ringles, tell me, what exactly is the heat tape, and how does it work specifically?
Yeah, heat tape is just it's a long resistive wire that is usually formed in like a W pattern along the edge of the roof. So as that snow and ice melts on the upper areas of the roof and runs down towards the gutters, it'll usually start forming an ice dam right at the base. So if you have that heat tape in there, once it senses that there's ice in that area, it'll turn on and basically turn that resistive wire into a small heater and melt all the ice, drain it down into the gutter, and away it goes. So you really don't give that ice a chance to build up.
And this all happens automatically. The homeowner doesn't have to do anything?
Don't have to do anything. There's there's sensors, so it'll sense ice or sense snow. Once it senses it, it'll snap it on, and then when it doesn't sense it anymore, it'll shut off.
And there's a common misconception about heat tape, about homeowners thinking that it's installed in the winter. Is that the case with this?
No, well, if it's dry, sure. But most of the time we try to do it spring, summer, and fall when the roof is dry and clean and we have plenty of access and it's nice and safe to get up there. And our adhesives stick to the roofs when they're dry. If they're wet, it won't stick. So we'll have to schedule around that. But yeah, 3 seasons out of the year we should be able to take care of it.
Okay, so this is one of those products where it's being proactive. This is protecting you and your home from ice dams and potentially tens of thousands, even more, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage.